But yeah,
Right.
the difference is ultimately not that big. Like, 7 to 10, 8 to 10 was like completely uncontroversial figures. And like, it's kind of hard to believe that many people believe this now, but I remember one of our sergeants saying specifically, like, you know, that we're like the tower guys. Our only advantage is the motivation, which is true. I mean, it's also a few others. But, you know, mainly it's like the strategy on the part of the top leadership to just be the same strategy as the Russians, which is just keep holding, dig in, just keep holding on and hope for the other side to collapse. The Russians and the Ukrainians are both doing this basically. And even on the ground, that's what happens. Like, people, the guys that we knew previously, right? They would be told to hold their positions even when it made no sense to do so. Like, there was a guy who got a seizure in the trench. They didn't evacuate him. They hold the line. There was a thing that someone also posted on Reddit where, like, he heard on the radio that a Ukrainian guy, I think he got fractured in his thumb or something, and he injured his thumb. He was immediately evacuated. But the guy that got an epileptic seizure with, like, brain freeze coming out of his ears, he didn't get evacuated. They put, like, in theory, it may be that decision was because it would have been hard to evacuate the other guy. But still, like, when you hear shit like that, like, I'm amazed that when all of the other guys know about this, they kept fighting. And there were only two guys that I was really close with, and one of them, he's a lot like me, very idealistic, and ultimately, from what I could gather, or what he told me, is that the reason he's not going back is because, unlike me, he just doesn't see what he has to go back to. Because, like, I have a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend before, and, like, I'm, like, unironically most likely going to stay with her for the rest of my life. You still remember it?
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. It's very... My phone's just...
Oh, I can hear you.
Okay. You open the laptop in the other room. It's snatching my headphones. Okay, now I can hear you. Perfect. Okay. Right.
Watch out, mate, if I've connected to your
Yes. Better get better start.
That's fine, the mic is fine. That's true, she probably heard.
Fucking hell, mate, just as you can he's got some Australian area bloody stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of a funny coincidence. But yeah, like, I met her 10 months ago, and I decided to come to Ukraine anyway, partially just because I thought I couldn't possibly, like, have an actually, you know, the whole thing that I couldn't possibly have an actually happy, normal life where I feel remotely satisfied with it. He was in the same situation, except he didn't have any of it. Like, not only do I have a girlfriend, I also have, like, very good prospects in my life. Like, there's a business that I can open that would almost guarantee to be successful. Like not going into detail, right? I can have, by most standards, a very good life. His situation was that he spent 1 year in the Air Force, and since then he's just kind of been working, like, normal, like, low-end jobs, like 5 years, and then he would just come home and play video games. And he kind of, you know, it's much easier to just leave it all behind. Because I have so much here. I have my girlfriend's family is, like, they're the most supportive people I've ever met in my life, honestly. I guess that's what's keeping most of them there. There was a guy from Singapore who's like not allowed to go back. He's not allowed to go back to so it's like kind of depressing, but honestly, I don't know what's going on. Because the other guy that went AWOL early, he had something to go back to, so he left. Kind of that simple.
And how did it look to you when you went
Okay, not impressed by this shit so far.
I'm like so proud of it. In the end. Like I had to buy a lot to make it happen, but here's basically what the situation was. Almost 100%, like 90% of the time, you would spend at the pace. Or no, actually, correction. The first 2 weeks was with, not with riflemen, it was like a different battalion that was training. So then it was 2 weeks of training, 1 day off, 1 week of training, 1 day off. Then we got with riflemen, and there we got every Sunday off. So 2 Sundays off, basically. While you're at the training camp, which is, in this all I'll say is that it's in an area that can't be seen by drones, obviously. I'll use it to use imagination where that might be. And there's no chance you can go AWOL from there. You have to go AWOL from the safe house, unless you literally know a buddy of yours that's going to risk full and pick you up from the military training base, which has landmines around it. It seems to be Russian hell. And they obviously mine everything in the region. So you always have a very limited time to do it. And very often they take away your phone completely to prevent you from talking to anyone. And here's how it works, right? Here's how it's works. You shouldn't even talk to people anymore. Just like we have a border. We have the tight border with, the other countries. And because Ukraine is such a bureaucratic, nonsensical society, it literally takes a minimum of 24 hours from the moment that your guard reports you until the flag is AWOL or the border guard runs your passport in the system and he sees, this guy's a fugitive, we need to arrest him. So I won't go into too much detail with the fact that people that were involved on doing anything away, but I will say that it's easier to go AWOL if you have Ukrainian friends. And by the way, out of those Ukrainian friends, a friend of mine, he contacted a bunch of other Ukrainian army guys that he knew. All of them set their heart to go AWOL when they heard about the Russian intelligence. One of them was an officer in Azov. He told me, he told her, this thing needs to get the fuck out of here. This is ridiculous. One of my friends organized something for me, and I got to the border within 18 hours. And when I was at the border, they didn't even check my passport. I've been there within 90 days. It's like the visa, every EU citizen gets 90 days of Ukraine visa free. So I just said, I was just visiting some friends. He just asked me about everything. And actually had two Nazi patches that I bought for a friend of mine that I had in my pocket. I bought these for my friend. Alright, cool. I could have paid for a visa to get to the border and it would have been fine. But, just so everyone knows, it's not that, I had to get the guy who driving me out. I didn't even know until the day we went to Izium that we would be there. I just kind of guessed that we would be there. And so I'm that's the from there. And also, obviously, if we're all going on a budget, I can't have it look suspicious, or they'll know. So what I did is, like, I ordered some equipment, you know, like leg protector, shoulder protector, that sort of thing. And I just packed my valuable stuff. I like emptied it, packed my valuable stuff in that package, and I was like, yeah, I just gotta return this. And okay, this is really funny actually. So when we were in Houston, I wanted to go to Nova Posta, it's like the local, very nice postal service. And their printer didn't work, so I couldn't send my package to my girlfriend. I can't have that with me in the car because it's full of military stuff. That means I take it away and I'm sold. So instead, I had to walk I would have had to walk like an hour across the street. And a guard stopped me on the way there. The military, I don't know if he was a cop or military police or what. He stopped me and was like, yeah, show me your documents. He told me like, and then I just showed him. He didn't think anything of it. While I was doing AWOL, and then I asked him, do you know how to get to like Nova Costa Ranch 2? And then he stopped the car for me and told me to drive there. Like the military police helped me go AWOL. And yeah. What happened afterwards was that I was like texting like my friends, like yeah, I'm sorry that I was like pretending like everything, like you know, I was pretending like I hadn't ran out, like text back, text that one. Then I texted you that hey, the sergeant wants to come back to discuss. It's such an obvious line, but like he's a sergeant. He thinks that. You wouldn't like tell him, you know, you wouldn't think he was like an expert like that. Like, but obviously, he's not gonna just give me a little sidekick before I go AWOL in a battalion where everyone wants to transfer, and they like refuse to hand out like military items so that they can't transfer. So I did that. Then the sergeant wanted to know if I'm in a bus or in a car. You know, obviously, my friend didn't even bother asking me that. And then he notified the police department that I was like a shooting. But because I had a very good driver, I was already like locked up by that point. And yeah, maybe cut this out in the show, but even the curfews where you're not to go in and out of a certain city, like I think between midnight and 5 a.m. or something, you can get around those curfews if you know what you're doing. But it's hard to find a guy who's willing to do it. Like I got crazy about my driver. And I also like lied to my driver. Like it's a guy that a friend of mine hired basically. And yeah, he was a really good guy, but I lied to him because I was scared that if he knows that he's helping the guy go AWOL, that my whole thing falls apart. But yeah, that's basically the story. So by 6 a.m. I left the hotel, and by 6 a.m. I was in the order.
Yeah, I remember you texting me basically up because you said, I want to do a podcast, I want to talk about my experience. So maybe right away, you're concerned. I like to put on danger. So I'm finding across and I can see the next thing I'm going to make the relief.
Yeah, I mean, it was so rough, especially when my driver, like, sitting in there, like me and him kind of found really well, but the whole time I had to, like, you know, 90% of what I told him was the truth, except for that little part I'm going AWOL. Yeah, I'm never gonna fucking not feel conflicted about that. But it was really stressful. Like, there was a point where he almost caught on. When he was starting to catch on, like, I did manage to, like, contain it, but, like, he could have just kicked me out right then and there. And I would have been fine in the end anyway, because they don't expect tactical and quarter control. But I didn't know that, because I literally thought one wrong word, and I'm done. Like, I'm gonna go back to rifleman, and...
Alright, that's not too bad. It's a decent item.
Commander, they will train you straight up suicide.
Let's go.
Trench. No drone support, just go. Like that kind of thing. You go on missions, they will, beat you up. Like, there's even guys that have finished for 6 months have, like, secret police officers that are guys that are, like, good at boxing. But, like, the specifics of the third small game, though, that they use, like, physical punishment as a way to, like, the way they see it is that, like, it's a day, or, or you win, you're not allowed to take that. Really good. Anything like that, basically you have to pay back that honor, or whatever. So, you get nothing to hold, or something like that, and you get, like, lashes. Then after that, it's like, alright, now so I'm sure I would have played that, but obviously that's a very rough thing to have in the background.
You said
I'm not
previously.
gonna get a second chance.
You said previously about a couple of Nazi actions that you experienced there. What do you make of this idea of propaganda?
No, it's not all propaganda.
What do you make? Yeah, you're telling me about it.
Yeah. I don't think it's even possible to know what it all means. But what I can tell you is that, like, Nazi stuff is mostly considered... 3AD is excess of basically. Like, the guy that found involved in the start of 3AD first on the game. So, obviously, I'm kind of going into the event, like, when it comes to Nazi stuff thing. But also, something I've heard about it is that, but then also that people just to have these off patches get, like, nothing to speak. And it's so hard to wrap my head around because it doesn't make sense no matter how I think about it. Like, for example, the Canadian instructors, like, almost everyone had, like, a black sun tattoo, or the Azov symbol, it's not actually the name, but, like it's a symbol, like it's a medieval, like, the Azov name is that, kind of like a Azov symbol. It's like a medieval symbol that was used to, like, peasant uprising in Germany. It's like, I think it's supposed to be like an anti-Russian symbol or whatever. But, like, at the end of the day, 90% of the time was actually nothing up. It's just that that's kind of too far so unacceptable path for weapons. But, so, this is so strange. Like, for example, like, our sergeant in the hospital, like, are you guys fucking something? Why are you, when we were, like, beyond discipline, which is, like, that's a German word for subhuman, that's not right? Or another part, I don't want to identify like, I just don't think that's for me to do, and people get the picture anyway. Like, despite everything, you expect me to die quite a lot. Like, for example, guys, another sergeant will be like, well, you're not training your friends, what's that bad? Then the French guy would say, oh, it's pretty bad. Well, if you were a commie or a Jew, it would be bad. So, like, on a political level, yeah, I think many of those Nazis. But at the same time, and this is what confuses so much, at the same time, the guy that tried to kill me is the only black guy. So let's say you're a Nazi or mildly racist, you think, of course the black guy is going to do that. Let's take him out of our world like or whatever, you know? But that's not what they did. They just kept him in there and told us, hey, yeah, don't be racist, okay? Even though no one would be racist. Like everyone that there was this insanity outburst from this party. And apart from, like, I've never been one to shut up or not make jokes because I think if I piss people off, it's not going to pick me, right? But still, 90% stingy. Instead, they're like, no, he's fine. Great boy. They literally just knew I did something wrong, and they were telling me, like, hey, why did you take me down? What did that guy say? What did I say? Like a lot of, Ukrainian culture, I guess, if you're, it's weird, like, really violent, like, violent people name is very often a good thing, and you're often, like, very, like, even if you see that the guy positive name is, like, a good guy. So, like, much more often than the West. Like, my sergeant said something similar. He said that, like, that he has, like, friends who's a psychologist that told him, like, yeah, the Ukrainians, they only understand discipline and pain. That's the only thing they respect. Like, I believe that for the large honestly, after everything I've seen. But anyway, the Nazi guy calling us the Lutheran was for sure part of, like, the Nazi, like, the secret Nazi club or whatever. That, like, it for sure is it's something like a Freemasons. Like they do those or whatever.
It's so sketchy.
Like in the law, they have like this big TV, and they'll, like, they literally show, like, an old neighbor like history of the US. But the point is, even though they're not telling us, like, hey, just black doesn't mean that you're, like, automatically a bad person. Like, come on, bro. So,
Yes, that's further.
I guess. I guess.
So, in the whole experience, is there anything like this that you haven't touched on that you want to? Like, is there something that you like you're very overall this year? Is there anything that you
Yeah, I guess the most important thing for me to get across to the audience as well is, like ultimately, I don't think, despite all the things that happens in Ukraine, I still don't think it's like a open and shut case of just don't go there. Because, like, at the end of the day, there's, like, that's, like, very, it's, like, very ridiculous to them what the point of their life is. They, like, have a job and they don't go so I guess I just want to say, like, if you're angry, if you're, like, just like that, anyway, someone is gonna, like, find that meaning in the pain, because it's just such a low quality, like, able time in so many ways. But if someone thinks that it's the life for them, like, you have to learn Ukrainian beforehand. Because if you don't speak Ukrainian, you have the chance of getting distributed if you already have military experience and a license in English. Like that. Because otherwise, just up this pipeline, just getting lied to, getting lied to, getting lied to. It's like the oil property. Like there were guys, there was one guy specifically, it was 2 months ago, I remember, 1.5 months ago, when we were first to be heard about how bad the condition was. Like, yeah, I will, I'll do whatever it takes. If I have to get checked and get transferred, I'll do that. If I have to go to paywall, I'll do that. And now, like, he just served with them anyway. So that's
When
one
you
thing.
say, when you
Yeah.
what do you mean? Because I guess that's a lot of people very lax. Is that right? In my experience of several months, that's not how I think of it. Well, now there are a lot more conservative than Australia.
Jesus.
I'd just like you to clarify, I guess, what you exactly mean by the point, because I guess it's coming across as if these are barbarians.
I know, it comes across as like very dismissive. It's just a second, let me get
barbarians come to these
I come to stage 3. Whatever the fuck is this?
barbarian societies ignore
Real quick, can we get my charger because the laptop's got a little out of Yeah. That's probably good for last. Like, what I would say is I've been friends with like Russians and Ukrainians and what I learned, I met in Ukraine obviously as a soldier. Like, the whole thing, right, it's the same but not itself. It's so contradictory. But it's
What's
very
it?
hard
Just copy out saver.
to act together. It's like,
Go ahead.
they're like incredibly friendly. But
Alright.
I think the average
Valuable.
Russian is way more emotional and depth than the average Westerner. It's hard to tell, obviously, but that's like what I've heard from always, like experience. Like for me, I've always been impressed. I've never gotten along with like a lot of Westerners actually. Like I grew up in, whatever, I'll just say it. I was do this. Like I grew up in Austria, which has like a lot of, like Indiana specifically, has a lot of Arabs, the Jewish district I was in. I never been friends with a single Austrian. I literally just made friends with Arabs, like the whole time I was there. Like roughly, right? I lived in Poland actually for 2 years with my ex-girlfriend.
Oh no, I had the chance to get the ring, and I didn't.
Like, I've always thought way better with like Eastern Europeans. And like the thing that's always been hard for me to like swear is that they're like so like warm-hearted and so much more genuine than like Westerners, I guess. But at the same time, there's like this aspect of brutality and like there's like a bunch of like moral sensibilities that exist in the West that just don't exist there. This large quality, like even in the highest quality, like at the end of the day, a lot of the training was very good. Like that's the thing. It's not that the training was really that good, but I could really tell that the guys that were like the instructors, I could tell that they were really trying to do something good. But still, you also have things like why is it statistic for a unit today that the amount of people that die in single digits when we know it's way higher than that? And why does our sergeant major so genuinely believe that this is a really good unit that we're lucky to be here? And why does he so genuinely believe made up this thing? Like, why does he put like people actually fighting today and just dismiss it completely as true? You know? It's really hard to wrap my head around, but
I think ultimately, which is a massive paranoia, and corruption seeps into not only monetary corruption, but into corruption of truth also.
Yeah.
System ran the majority of the century. And this paranoia of such a large intelligence network of policing as well. I think there's still a massive paranoia of that. But I do agree of this. There's a reason such a low violence, but then you idea of brutality, Slavic brutality as well. I think it comes down to the Christmas speech in Russia, where he said it is Europeanism material invasion.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I think I feel like there's so many people that like try to explain like the general like character of the Russian people, and like it feels like no matter how intelligent they are, or no matter what they say, it always feels like such an incomplete answer. Yeah, it's just bizarre, honestly. But ultimately, like even though on some level I have like such a high opinion on like Slavic people and like East Europeans, like after being on the receiving end of so much bullshit, so much dishonesty, it's not possible to operate on that like neutral opinion. Like right now, I just really don't care about that. Like I really don't. And it's very understandable to me why so many people have left, and why for many people it's a question of they aren't able to leave, but they're trying as hard as they can, and as soon as they can, they go immediately. People that like tech skills in Russia that they just ran away as soon as the war started. I think now like Kyrgyzstan and Armenia have like the most per capita programmers in the world. Just like all the Russian programmers went there. Because I can while I was there's this mentality right by the higher ups, and I think it's just this kind of normal thing for all political leadership that have authority. They try to set their clauses and hold on because they're paranoid about it. So, and when you're in a position like that, where you're trying to test there, they're lying to do what they're doing there, they're doing whatever they can, again, they could have been way worse. They could have just taken a complete start. They were within their right to do that. They didn't need to take up the problem to do what they did, right? It's not like it's just too clear. It's just being in that dynamic. It's just I can just tell you that I was in the beginning I was always when I was talking to my girlfriend about the situation, I was just calling her I could. By the end I was calling her every week. And I remember in the beginning I was still coping. I was well, yeah, this is a horrible unit, but I think I have what it takes to make it work anyway. There's a lot of things that I think I can do to feel myself better every time I heard someone say, I was trying to minimize it, right? Because that's just the situation I was in. Do you want to, I didn't want to be the guy to admit that all this effort I put into was for nothing. Because, it really took a lot of energy. It was just such exhausting pain. And I completely forgot.
resource energy and everything you put into it basically comes in.
Yeah, but before that, like, oh yeah, right. Like after I put all that effort into it, like being on the receiving end of all that dishonesty, yeah, it does come into the psychological. That's like very hard. It's hard to describe, but it's like such a pressure cooker. That's the best way to describe it.
What do you think will happen in the war? Both about how it was into what controversial it is to accept that that will be the same.
Yeah, well, he's Ukraine is I'm looking at it.
Yeah. As many the average person typically may bother in the next it's whether it be about democracy or God. What do you make of what do you think is going to happen militarily? And do you think to answer this question, do you think that it's at least time for some level of recession? What do you think the reaction would be from these soldiers in this fight? Did they stop?
Well, the perspective of most soldiers is always just to keep following orders, because that's what they've always been doing. But it's impossible to say are they in general tired of war, morale, morale is super high. Like, if you're in a war, I say morale is always going to be low because you can die. That's, kind of stressful. But usually the normal thing happens. Usually things that's least eventful happens. Like, I'm sure if once you sign a peace deal, like, are there going to be, like, thousands or tens of thousands of soldiers that would refuse to give up fighting? Like, no. There's no reason to work. Especially because right now, the majority of people fighting, the majority of people being defeated now aren't being defeated voluntarily. Like, they are restricted or they volunteer because they get to sign on. Like, at the end of the day, the Ukrainian government uses similar tactics to Russia. It's the same kind of thing with billboards. It's the same thing with, like, soft descriptors, but sometimes they will outright descript people, or over the age of 25 will outright descript people, sometimes. And if you're below the age of 25, you gotta sign on those, I think, 20,000 euros. So, and, yeah, like, I think
Okay.
from the start, there's been so much, like, thinking and intellectualizing about why this war is being fought, or for what principles, or what, like, historical context. Like, I think ultimately it's really simple, right? Like, when the day came that Russia invaded, like, Zelensky gave the order to hold the line and fight back, and that's what the soldiers did. They didn't just give up. And you can rationalize the decision afterwards, but ultimately it's as simple as that. They just decided that it was better to keep fighting than to just give up to those people. And, yeah. Honestly, will there be a peace deal? Maybe. It's just a question of, it has to make sense for at least one side why we're signing this. And I just think the narrative around this war is, like, so confusing, and there's so much propaganda, it's just hard to make sense of it. Like, I don't think Russia's on a fucking conquest to invade all of Europe, considering that their own ethnicity is, like, dying out. It's so depressing to live in Russia, right? Like, people that can leave Russia do leave Russia, and it's usually the most intelligent people. And